So we're here today at Gemini Ink, San Antonio's Writing Arts Center. It's actually the big give in our city. This is a chance for people to give to their favorite nonprofit. We hope maybe we're one of yours, but we're really excited because we have a special guest here in the house, Cary Clack. He's a wonderful board member for Gemini Ink. He's also taught for us, and he's actually what we've named our main scholarship fund after, the Cary Clack Scholarship Fund. And this allows anyone who would like to take one of our classes to take it for free. So you get great access to our year-round classes with top-notch writers like Allison Hedge Koch, Kendra Allen, Andrew Porter, even Juan Felipe Herrera, who was 2015 U.S. Poet Laureate. All these teachers have impacted writers' lives because of this Cary Clack Fund. So our goal is to make more money for this because we want to have more people be empowered by the writing arts. So Cary, we have you here with us, and we also have our great public class coordinator, Mandy Lynn Lara. And we just, we have you with us today, so we're going to ask you a few questions. Sure. You have such an interesting writing journey. You're, a powerful Express News columnist. Can you give us just one moment or experience in your life that you think really impacted your writing journey in any way? Can I talk about that a little?
It's not necessarily a memory that I have myself, but one that my mother has told me, is that my first grade teacher, who was her first grade teacher, told her that I was going to be a writer. And when my mom told me that many years later, it was before I was writing for the Express News, it was just something about, when later on when that writing that I had abandoned for a while came back to me when I was reawakened to my love for it, that I wanted to do it. Thinking back to Mrs. Wyatt's prophecy kind of inspired me. And I think about it to this day. I'm 63, and so it's been a long time since I've been a first grader. But I still think a lot about Mrs. Wyatt seeing something in me that I couldn't see, which kind of connects to the whole business of public writing classes, because a lot of people don't see themselves as writers, and it takes someone who may have been doing this for a while to see that they are writers. They just need the encouragement to do it.
No, that's great. Yes, Mandy, do you want to?
Yeah,
follow?
no. It's first of all, it's hard for me to listen to that impact that this educator had on you without crying. So I'm really proud of myself for not crying. But through this journey, how do you think that having access to low cost or free creative writing classes would have helped you?
I can't even, I've never thought about that, but just hearing the question for the first time just makes my mind go all over the place, because I was always encouraged to read and to write, but I never really had I didn't take any special writing classes beyond where you had to take in high school and middle school, nothing particularly in college. I didn't take any journalism classes. And so a lot of what I learned from reading. And I know that if I had had classes like this, I would have been so much better, so much sooner, and would have been a better journalist, would have been a better writer, and it maybe wouldn't have taken me so long to get a foot in the door as a writer. And I know that just meeting people who are younger than me, who may not even necessarily have taken Gemini classes, but have just had access to the kind of writing classes that I didn't have. I admire how advanced they are and how much they intuitively know. So yeah, I do wonder. I know I couldn't have been worse from taking the classes, but I do wonder how much better I could have been.
And it is true that writing can be lonely, and so Gemini Ink, does offer great supportive literary community that often comes in the form of taking these public workshops. It also comes in the form of, we have great free writing labs every month that are more quite kind of informal. You can share work and get some feedback on your current works in progress, or just hear other people's works. I love what you said about reading. It is true, like sometimes the value of a creative writing class is you get introduced to other authors. And it can blow your socks off because, did I just say that? Blow your socks off?
Yes.
Because you see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like a guide, right? Just by seeing what people have already written. You also see what's not being written, and that can be a spark, right? Like, this needs to fill in the gaps, you know? But
I think that's one of the things Toni Morrison said, that she started writing the stories that she wasn't able to find through her reading.
And reading made her realize, these stories are missing, right? But did you want to ask anything else?
No, actually, so you taught a class for us last summer, right? Finding Yourself, Sharing Yourself, a personal essay workshop. And the class successfully made and was filled because we love Cary Clack in San Antonio, right? So here are some of the things that students had to say specifically about what they took away from your class. So I had a student who said that they learned about the importance of observation. Students said they learned about the ability to cut and rework and have the better understanding of the personal essay. But overall class feedback was, I loved the opportunity to learn from such a thoughtful writer in person. Would highly recommend Cary's class and likely take it myself if it's offered again. So I know sometimes it's hard for us to put ourselves on the spot, so I'm doing it for you. I personally appreciate your work, but you know, this doesn't stop with Cary's class last summer. This is what we're doing every day in our community when we bring authors here to teach the craft of writing. So we're appreciative of you and this scholarship fund. And
I mean, just
fall 2023 schedule, everyone.
I've always looked forward to the catalogs coming out, and even though I don't know if I've never taken a class myself because I'm usually teaching or whatever, but I always look forward to just the variety and the classes that if I had the time that I would take. So some great options here.
Yeah, we have a great class called Weaving Across Languages, a poetry workshop with Octavio Quintanilla, the 2018-2020 San Antonio Poet Laureate. And it's all about, just thinking about what are the languages in your life. Are you bilingual? Was there slang in your family kitchen you've never used in a poem? And opening up that space of putting different kinds of languages into a poem. And I was telling Mandy, I was listening to Octavio's class one day because he was teaching it right here while I was leaving for the night, and I couldn't help but stop and shamelessly eavesdrop because he was giving so many pieces of wisdom about the craft of writing, within 2 minutes. And as you said, Mandy, Cary's a wonderful example of that. Our classes do give you tools and ways, in very hands-on ways, to build your writing process and feel like you can do more and more with that pen, that keypad, whatever you use to create.
Which is a really good segue into talking about a class that's starting tonight, right? So this evening, Joyous Winwriter Jimenez is hosting a class called In the Age of Social Media, a literary video lab. And so this is a class where in 2 hours a week for 6 weeks, you will learn how to write short pieces of poetry or prose, add your own images, and create short videos that you can share on social media, because it's a wonderful platform and a lot of us are still learning how to use it to share our art. So I'm really excited about this class, and we do have scholarships available.
And thanks everyone. So if you want to give SA, it's just go to our website, www.geminiink, that's an INK.org. It's all right there on the home page. We want to reach at least $5,000 for these Cary Clack scholarships, but the more money we make, the more people bring their stories to life. Every $5,000 supports about 40 writers being able to take our workshops. So let's see what we can do by 6 p.m. today, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.